Hi everyone, I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel. Today we are getting started with our community read for the new moon. All right, so I am actually going to pull from my Endless Oracle deck for my new moon message. I'm going to move everything off to the side. So if you're watching this live or watching the replay, this is going to just be a message for the new moon, for this new moon cycle. See what energies are going to be around us. What should we look out for? Let's see. New moon energies. Whew. I have better fingers today, guys. All right, let's see. Our first card is the Herald. Ooh, so this deck I'm going to try to read more intuitively than I usually do, so bear with me. But this is a sign, I feel like, of just celebration of new things that are going to be coming in the new moon, in the new year. We're both entering that new moon phase and the new year. So we are going to be heralding or bringing in and celebrating all of these new things that are coming in our way. And I feel like, although things might have seemed a little dark or a little bleak lately, maybe even exhausting, we still have this light. We have these colors and things to celebrate coming towards us. And just take that time to celebrate. And the cool thing about this goose is they are looking in the past, so maybe things were not necessarily as bad as you might have thought. So it's also a time for reflection, reflect back on the things that you might have accomplished that you didn't really maybe give yourself enough credit for. Let's see what else we have. We have the waterfall. So as we are celebrating these things, we also take time to find that peace, kind of go with the flow. If you have been grinding, just balls to the wall, working really hard lately, this waterfall is saying, take time to sit back, relax, let things flow how they're going to flow. You've already set enough things in motion, so now it's time to just enjoy a little bit of that peace and serenity. So here we're heralding in new things. We're inviting these new things coming into us and celebrating them, but we're also taking that time to enjoy whatever peace we have. So for a lot of us, this time of year means that we're taking a lot of leave, enjoying time with our family. So things to remember are, we spend this season, we take off work to spend time with our loved ones, not to stress over other things. So take this time to relax, go with the flow, see where that path will lead you. Let's see. Let's do one last card here. Ooh, we have the wasteland. So in this new moon, this new phase, this is inviting you to enjoy some peace, find that time to celebrate, because not necessarily everything is going to be, all hunky dory. I want to actually look up some keywords for. Hi, Steph. How are you doing? I want to look up some keywords for the wasteland. Apparently, I can't spell because it comes before waterfall. So I think that in the scheme of everything else that's going on, this wasteland, and especially it being at the end of the reading, I think that is saying, focus on the good things and let go of the things that no longer serve you. I'm glad you're able to finally catch a live. I'm just doing a community pull for the new moon, so just enjoy listening. If you'd like me to pull a card, let me know. For you. So, finishing up with looking here at the guidebook, it says that sometimes you have to let things die off that don't serve you, and it can be a bit of a difficult situation. This is why I feel like at the center of the reading you have the waterfall, which is like the card of like going, like I said, going with the flow. But in the book, it also suggests consistency and persistence, because although we have the waterfall here, we have this river, and rivers are usually going to find their path. They're going to carve out a path wherever they're going to go. So find that peace, find that flow, find wherever you need to go along this journey, but release those things that are not serving you along the way, while simultaneously focusing on the good things that are coming your way. So I feel like this new moon cycle is going to bring about some joys, some stresses, but in the middle of things, you are going to be working on finding yourself. Yay! I'm glad you are, Steph. Um, I think that is a good message for the holidays. I feel like a lot of people forget themselves during the holidays and kind of get lost in the air of consumerism. Do you have a question? Would you like me to read for you? It's very quiet today, I assume because of the holidays. I have my Endless Oracle deck, my Earth, Moon, and Shadow, and then my Cat Tarot. Let's switch the music up a little bit. Oh, this is also gonna be my last live of the year, so let's do a reflection card, a card to reflect on the year behind us. Card to represent the culmination of 2022. So we have the Nine of Wands in reverse, and I feel like, with this Nine of Wands in reverse, this is a sign that this year might have been a little tough for people. Hi, LH. Welcome to the queue. This year might have been a little tough for people. There's a lack of like courage, lack of hope that's been happening, and I think it was a long year for a lot of folks. I don't know why the Q thing is not working. Hold on, let me close it and reopen it. Try that again. So yeah, so I think that I wonder too, I know that there were things that I feel like I didn't quite do as well this year. I know there were things that I feel like I failed at, but not necessarily a year as a whole. But I think that it was a little difficult. It was like the transition in between feeling locked down from, the Rona, into restarting my social life after moving. So for me personally, I feel like this was hard because it was like having to address all of that. It felt like I had not been out here for the past 2 years and finally starting from scratch. But yeah, I think a decent one filled with progress. But I know for me, I tend to accidentally forget about the progress and like focus so hard on goals that I realize like I'm missing out on the small accomplishment. But I think let me pull another one. One card for a whole year is hard. I recently did a year ahead reading for one of my clients, and it was such an awesome reading. So I feel like why skimp you guys on the on live, right? I'll give you guys a few more cards. We have the Star in reverse. It's kind of that same thing. I feel like, sometimes things just don't happen, and you're being tested a little bit this year, and you just kind of have to stick to your guns. Excuse me. Because Star in Reverse is like saying, oh, you kind of had this hope for things that kind of fell through, and it's left you feeling a little negative about things. But that negativity doesn't have to be permanent. It's something that you can flip around. It's just you had some goals and you didn't meet them, and it's no big deal. At least that's what I get from the Nine of Wands. LH, my queue apparently is not working today, so go ahead, put your question in the chat, and I will go ahead and pull some cards for you. Yeah, I feel like we all did. It was just one of those weird, after 2022 and 2021, I feel like everyone's like, 2022 is going to be our year, and put so much stake in it only to realize you put too much stake in it, and it's no one's fault. It's just after 2 years of being locked down, it is what it is. But yeah, Steph, if you want me to pull some cards for you, let me know. All right. So, LH, you want to know CD's recent thoughts about you? This year definitely was long, especially with my job personally. I feel like I had really good things happen in my like sports or athletic wise, or hobby wise, I should say. But work wise, it felt like very chaotic. All right, CD's thoughts about LH. Nah, it's quiet. You can go ahead and put your question in the chat. CD's thoughts about LH. Let's see. We have a lot going on here. Interesting. We have 2 10s and the King of Wands. So I feel like this person is a little unsure. Yeah, LH, I love that you said this. That there were blessings and hindrances expected in life, and that's exactly how we should feel. Even though a lot of times I know I tend to focus on the negatives a little more than I probably should. I don't intend to. It's just, it is what it is. Anyway, so CD's thoughts about you, LH. Let me think on this for a little bit, because we have the King of Wands here, we have the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So I feel like this person at the core of things is not quite sure what to do. So we have this Ten of Swords in the middle. That really disrupts this entire reading, and I feel like internally, because swords are really more of a mental journey that's going through, it can be affected by the physical things in life, but or external things, I should say, rather. But the Ten of Swords is like saying, hey, I think their thoughts are betraying themselves, so I'm not quite sure they've really fully rationalized what it is that they feel, because on one side, right, we have this King of Wands, and the King of Wands is someone who's usually like a respected person, someone who has a lot of wisdom, but also has that drive and passion, and just they kind of have this energy about them that can be very influential. And then on the other side, we have more. So this seems very much of a standalone. They see you as this like pinnacle of a person, I guess. I don't know a better word to put it. But then on the other side, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which makes you feel very much more human to them, very more relatable, more like family and friend and that kind of stuff, more oriented towards that stuff, where you are more focused on work, more focused on the people around you, your finances. You seem very much more human to them. So I feel like they're trying to get to know you, but on one side, it's like this unapproachable King of Wands, and the other side, this very welcoming and warm um, Ten of Pentacles. And I feel like they're on the verge of trying to figure it out. They're starting to come to a conclusion, but it's like these are the two final things. They're trying to make the final decision. I don't think this is a conscious thing that's happening. I think this is just the process of figuring people out, where they're like, okay, sometimes they seem very like intimidating, and then on the other side they feel very like welcoming and grounding, and or grounded, I should say, rather. So with this 10 in the middle, this 10 of swords in the middle, rather, I think that it's leaning more towards, just looking at the suits that are laid out here, it's leaning more towards like coming off as a little more intimidating than welcoming. But mhm. If he's only been introduced to this side of you, more intense, more focused and driven side of you, that's probably the side that's more leaning towards, because these two things don't really, swords and pentacles tend to push each other away, whereas air and fire fuel each other. So I feel like there's more of a connection between these two things than these two things. So if I had to just throw my own personal opinion into the mix of what I feel, it's probably leaning a little more towards like coming to the conclusion that you're this kind of like badass leader that has your own agendas, your own goals, your own passions, and might come off as intimidating to him or them. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't think these are necessarily bad things. I think, it ultimately, I mean, I like coming off as a badass, so maybe that's just me. But, both of these things aren't bad. It's just they have to totally just figure you out. And it could just be a matter of showing another side of yourself, given the opportunity. Um, okay, there you are, Steph. Yeah, I'm glad that resonates. Ooh, main message for 2023. Ooh, do you want Steph, do you want tarot or do you want oracle? Let me know. Because I can pull from my Earth, Moon, and Shadow, my Endless Oracle, or my Cat Tarot. And V, I have you on my list. It seems like my Qbot is finally working, so you will be up after Stephanie. And if you guys are doing anything fun for the new moon, let me know. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Are you doing anything, LH, for the holidays or for the new moon? Or did you do anything fun for Yule or winter solstice? I'm living vicariously through you guys. All right. Yeah, same here. Just spending some time with the family and chilling out for a little bit. Hi, Edge. Hi, Bone Lush. Welcome to my chat, to my live. Thanks for the follow. All right, let's do some I'll do the main energy for 2023 using the Endless Oracle. Been digging this deck. Let's see. We have the Knight. It seems like 2023 is all about like pushing forward and like almost like let's see. Oh, we have the Herald again. Okay. One more. We'll pull 3 and then I try not to look too deeply into each individual card until I pull everything. This deck is all about painting the full picture, so. All right. Ooh, and the lighthouse. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I feel like 2023 is all about putting that energy forward and moving forward, pushing towards the things that you find. Uh, oh, you take care as well, LH. Thank you so much. Um, Let me look up the night. So I'm trying to read this deck a little more intuitively, but I still like stressed about knowing what the guidebook says. So, yes, this does one of the keywords for this is taking action, and one of the things too is finding that taking a lead in your life. So it's like finding that main character energy for 2023, being able to pick the correct battles, finding the things that are worth fighting for, and then let's see what Harold has. Everything is literally alphabetical order, and I can't figure that out. So the Herald is like saying, okay, you're having this active role in 2023. You're pushing forward, and then we are being in doing so. You can start to tackle a few things, and then here in the center we have the Herald, which is about being sent messages, good news, arrivals. This is all about announcing maybe yourself. I feel like this is all about yourself. This is 2023 is about finding yourself, finding the things that you want to do and announcing them to the world. So, which is peak main character energy. I like that you say that's intimidating because I totally get it. And then we have here the lighthouse, which is the way that I see the lighthouse is like finding direction. So a lighthouse's job is to guide passing ships to keep them off the rocks. So it's like you're finally finding yourself. You're finding that light to guide you into the direction that best meets your needs. It kind of keeps you out of those rocky waters, for so to say. So this will help you reach your goals, and it'll help you, set whatever intentions and things that you want to achieve. It'll help identify that path that you want to go down. And I like how this is all coming together, and I like how the knight and the herald are facing each other. So it's like the knight is pushing forward, and then you can see this herald that is like welcoming the knight into this next phase as you push forward. So, and then in doing so, you end up being able to find this path, find this light that you need for 2023. I love this deck. Oh, that's good. And, don't let being your own main character intimidate you, Steph. I totally get that, though. Well, I'm glad that's what you needed to hear. I feel like everybody deserves to be the main character in their own lives, All right. B, go ahead, put your question in the chat. And you'll have to tell me how you like this. I just recently got this. This was officially my last Kickstarter of 2023. And I'm like smitten. All right, let's see. So in the queue, we have, right now we have V, followed by Bone Lush, and then I'm Your Edge. Just because my list doesn't work, guys. I don't know what it is with Streamlabs, but the Q-bot in Streamlabs likes to be a butt. All right, let's see. How does T feel about V? T and V. A lot of wands today. A lot of very, active energy that's happening. Let's do one more card. How does T feel about V? And it's funny, we're getting a lot of like repeating numbers. The first one was repeating tens. This one we have repeating sevens. And of course, because I can't remember my numerology, let me look up sevens. Um, very, very curious. So sevens are change, like opposition and conflict. There's a little bit of touch of that higher power kind of thing happening. Steph, you're so welcome. Thanks for joining today. I appreciate it. So we have the Seven of Wands, the Hangman, and then we have the Seven of Cups. These two are reversed, just in case you keep track of your readings. So the Seven of Wands in reverse is, I feel like this person is trying to have a change of heart, but ultimately I think they feel inferior to you, and that's again intimidating. I feel like the the theme of tonight is intimidating. So with the Seven of Wands, there's this like they've they've judged themselves to be inferior to you. Maybe that means they're not reaching out to you, or they're shy, they're coming off as shy or something like that, but they are not really stepping up to be their true selves around you. So on the other side of this hangman here, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And the theme between these two things is feeling overwhelmed. So I'm not sure necessarily this is all coming from how they feel about you. I feel like there can be a little bit of external influences that are going on, but ultimately I feel like they're overwhelmed. They're not sure how to process you. I don't think they have rationalized this, especially with this hangman in reverse. It seems like, every interaction or every time you come up in whatever way, the thought about you is different. So they haven't quite leveled out, Natalia, sorry. Yeah, my Qbot seems to not be working for YouTube for some reason. It's working fine for Twitch. Interesting, but I have you on the list, don't worry. So yeah, I don't think they are sure yet. And one of the things that I noticed in here that's lacking is any like communication that's going on. So if you guys don't really communicate, I would suggest, this is my personal suggestion, not what I'm seeing in the cards, I would say that you should find a way to communicate with them. Let me turn off this. Totally forgot about that. Yeah. So I would say that it's really ambiguous at this point. They're trying to figure it out. Overall, they're overwhelmed with this and probably with some other things. So if you guys are part of a friend circle, I recommend just like reaching out, talking to them. All right. Up next, we have Bone Lush. You're welcome, V. I wonder why Streamlabs is being weird with YouTube. I'll figure it out later. All right, Bone Lush, if you are still hanging out, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Let's also get I'm Your Edge. If you're still hanging out, go ahead, put your question in the chat. It's working fine for Twitch. That's the weird thing. So Natalia, just a heads up, those are two different questions, so I recommend picking one or the other. Oh, okay. I see you just put, yep, perfect. Bone Lush, yeah, that's fine. What's your question? That's so funny, Natalia. You totally read my mind there. or like just what's coming towards you, or more so general about what's currently happening? Just to make sure I'm understanding properly. Okay. Yeah, totally. Excuse me. Okay, so let's do a general what's coming towards you kind of reading. General love reading for Bill. Yeah, there we go. I feel like my deck is mostly upside down. So we have the Judgment in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a lot of reverse energy. I feel like overall there are some blockages that are going on. At the core of this, you have the Two of Cups in reverse. This is really the heart of what you're getting at, especially this being your a love reading. There's a disconnect and a struggle that is going to be coming towards you. I think that you're going to have someone come into your life that just really upheaves everything in a way. I don't think that it will be a good match, but you might try to force it, because there's this sense of like someone coming into your life that's really unworthy of your attention, and you might accidentally or unintentionally give it to them anyway. So I would be careful about that. But then here, so going back a little bit, we have the Judgment in reverse. I think this is the cause of this. So you accept this person into your life who you probably shouldn't because of this Judgment in reverse. This is saying that you're feeling stagnant. So because of that, you kind of rush into things that you really shouldn't. And this whole thing I feel like is a warning against all of that. So any self-doubts that you have, any feelings of rejection that you have, are going to fuel this thing that allows you to bring this person into your life. And then at the end of this, we have the Page of Pentacles. Pages are usually like a fun, youthful energy, but in reverse, it's really like an immaturity. So this person that's coming towards you, I think it's going to be fairly immature in general. So, if you get those flags as you meet people, that's probably your Page of Pentacles that's coming to fruition. They're going to be someone who really just frustrates you, and because you're feeling like you just are in this cycle, I feel like you might try to accept them or just whatever, you just push them off as not a big deal, but I would warn against that. So this entire thing is just a warning about that. I don't between the Cups and Pentacles, I don't think this is something that's necessarily going to come up soon, but I think that this is something that's going to stick with you for a while, and until you work on this Judgment in reverse. So you got to find a way to let go of that you got to let go of that Judgment in reverse energy where you're feeling like you need to accept these things into your life, things that you feel like, that rejection or whatever. So yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like when I have to give readings like that, but it is part of life. All right, Natalia. Here we go. Hi, Sunflower Nation. You're welcome, Bone Lush. All right. Let's get a nice shuffle going. Okay. Woo. Let's see here. So you just want to know if your husband has romantic feelings towards this coworker. Let me change this music up. One of the things I will caveat, please don't uproot your lives based off of what I'm getting from cards. Always talk to people around you and, talk through situations. Overall, I would say that the simple answer to your question is yes. I would say that they definitely have some feelings towards this coworker named Ty. Uh, so here we have the Knight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Emperor. So I feel like not only do they have feelings, I wonder if they have been acting on these feelings and hiding them from you. So, like, not necessarily physically, but what do they call it? Like an emotional affair, if that makes sense. Uh, because here the hermit in the center of this, the hermit is all about introspection. So this is all about going inward and reflecting upon oneself. And I feel like which means I feel like this is intentional. So sometimes, like, if this had been not in this, I would think that it was an unintentional thing that was happening, just sort of by proximity. You work closely with someone and build a good relationship with them. But this makes it feel intentional. So here we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is someone who kind of comes off as really charming, really, what's a good word for it? Suave comes to mind. So I feel like they have been kind of putting on the airs a little bit, flirting, that kind of thing. Um, and knights also have this air of movement too, which is why I think that this is an active thing that is going on. And then over here we have the emperor. So I feel like they've been trying to put their best foot forward with this person, trying to make themselves seem more of a leader, more of a like dominant male figure. So, sorry, this reading is making me a little uncomfortable. Uh, Ultimately, I think that there are romantic feelings. I don't think that he's acted on them physically. I didn't really ask that, but I don't necessarily see that in here yet, especially with this knight. It's more so facing backwards, so I don't think anything has really progressed forward, but there's definitely something emotional that is building up between your husband, and the coworker. So I'm gonna go ahead and end that. I'm so sorry. Again, caveat, I'm some random girl on the internet slinging cards. Please don't uproot your lives for things that I say. Thank you for the donation, SB. So SB, go ahead and I'm not sure who SB is. Sorry. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. Sunflower, you can also put your question in the chat. Oasis, I have you in the queue. For whatever reason, my queue is not working on YouTube, only on Twitch. But I have you on my list. Don't worry. Let's see. Oh, okay. So SB, you say you would like to have Nat Neal's feelings and intentions with you? Okay. Hey, SB, I got your question. I'm gonna just go ahead and shuffle. You can put it in chat again though if you'd like. If not, don't worry about it. All right, let's see their feelings and intentions. Hi, Ven. Goodness. Let's pull one more, and then I will get an oracle card with you for you. I'm gonna pull. Let's get this baby all out for you. We have a lot to choose from. So this oracle card will just be like an overall theme, something that you can reflect back on, just to accompany your reading. And SB, thank you for at least. It's nice to know people's preferred whatever, because I try not to assume that in this day and age. All right, so I'm gonna move this down. We will do general oracle for the theme around your question. Ooh, deep, quiet. All right, let me move things around. Deep quiet and meditation and stillness. So this compounded with everything, I feel like this person is really digging you, but I don't think they have quite made the move yet. They're not quite sure how to do that, especially with this Eight of Cups here in reverse. So this is, I think, feeling like, I wonder if, so I'm kind of going to go backwards, just hop around a little bit, talk through things. With this Eight of Cups, I wonder if they feel like they have, like, they thought they shot their shot, but you might not have realized, and they are feeling very, like, a little like maybe you rejected them by mistake. They feel that way, and they're feeling a little confused about how to go forward. And because of that, they're like just kind of reflecting quietly about this. So overall, what I would say is, if you like this person, I would take a bold step with them. Okay. All right. So going back here, we have the Six of Wands. This is a really, really fun card for this, because this is about, like, they see you, they recognize you, and they really see like the confidence and joy that you bring. And oh, look at that, we have 2 8s again. I'll look at that in a second too. We're getting a lot of repeating numbers tonight, which is really fun. And then in the center of your reading, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So while they find you to be warm and fun and all of that, feeling like you have this really vibrant air about you, in the center of this, they find that you are really rooted and focused. So overall, together with these two things, there is this air of creativity that they find in you. So I feel like, if you were worried that you might have missed a moment, I think that did happen, but I don't think that it is a lost cause. They might be worried a little bit about it, but with this Eight of Cups, but I feel like you should just go back and, just reflect on that, because you have 2 8s. So that's a little worrisome in the sense, like, 8s are like feeling defeated and a recognition of defeat. So it's like, I feel like they think that they shot their shot, it didn't work. Maybe they were a little too subtle in the way that things worked, especially with them being quiet. Yeah, so if you're focused on school and other things, then maybe they feel like, oh, I don't fit into this picture. But if you want them to fit in this picture, one of the things I always say, especially when I see cards missing, there are no swords in this. There's no communication that's happening. There's also, like, if you look at this card specifically too, like this card's facing backwards, so you guys are not facing each other. Things are a little topsy-turvy. You're not on the same page. So if you just let him know. Okay, yeah, so that, I wonder though, did you say that you're just open to dating, or that you're just open to, or that you're open to dating him? Because those are two different things, you know. mm. Well, this is my personal suggestion based off of what I see in just guys in general. Guys are a little stupid, so be as blunt as possible. If you want to initiate something with him. If you're just hoping that he's a good friend or anything like that, then this totally suggests good friend. Might have shot a shot, got shot down, but it's still, they still really enjoy you. They like you as a person. They really see the good sides of you. So, yeah. I'm not kidding. Guys are so dense. But I think this is a great reading. And if you're going to visit in a few months, totally, reach out, and maybe you need to shoot the shot so that way he realizes what's going on. I hope that helps. I really like that Oracle deck too. And now I'm invested. I gotta know what happens. Oasis, go ahead and put your question in the chat. So I have Oasis up next, followed by Simone, and then Acadian Grin. Hey, Acadian, welcome to my live stream. I'm going to go ahead and close my queue. Everybody who is in is good to go, so don't worry. Oasis, if you are still hanging out, go ahead and put your question. Yeah. Oh, and if you guys are doing anything fun for the holidays, let me know. I'm keeping it local, super chill and relaxed, so I'm going to live vicariously through you guys. Oh, and if you did anything fun for Yule, the winter solstice, tonight is the new moon. There's a lot of things happening all in this like 1 week time frame. Sefwa, I can get you in. You'll be my last person. I just closed my queue. Simone, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Twitch is really good with their lack of like delay. I really love it, honestly. Okay, so you just want to know why he didn't pick you up, right? Let's see. Oh, thank you, SB. If you have a follow-up question, go ahead and put it in the chat. Thank you. Let's see what the deal is with him not picking you up. Eight of Cups is back. So there's a lot going on, but uh I feel like it was definitely intentional. I don't think it started off that way, but I don't know what happened to change it this way. I wasn't really looking for that, but what I see here is that the Four of Wands is about. Actually, you know what? Let me take this back. I feel like this was very intentional now that I'm looking at this more deeply. We have here the Four of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles reversed. So the core things here are these Eight of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. This is really what is driving this. And then the kicker to me is this Four of Wands. So at the core of things, we have this Eight of Cups. This is more so like, leaving things behind, um, walking away from things. So this feels very intentional. I mean, just withdrawing from things, right? So on its own, it doesn't necessarily need to be malicious, but I think being flanked by the Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Wands really makes it feel malicious. So let's go ahead and start on this side. This card is about celebrating, right? So I feel like he is celebrating or reveling in having like ghosted you and walked away from you. So it almost feels like it was pre-planned, like it wasn't a spur of the moment thing, which kind of makes it worse even. And then on the other side, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This card is all about mistrust. I wouldn't say all about, but this card in this spread here is all about mistrust. So I feel like he is not being a trustful person, and like whatever he says to you, if he does get back to you, I would not trust it necessarily. I would take it with a grain of salt, because I feel like he is reveling in the fact that he walked away from this commitment he made with you. No, I mean, I wouldn't put this on you. Like, I don't think this is something that I don't think anything you would have done differently would have changed the outcome of this. Feels very pre-planned. Yeah. So I feel like you already know what's up, and the cards are just confirming it. So but I am sorry that happened to you. That's totally not fun, and it's not cool. SB, did you have another question, or were you just doing a little extra tip? Either way, I appreciate it. Oh, that makes it even worse. Yeah. Because this is like walking away from emotional commitments. So but then this is like celebrating that. And so these conflict each other. Wands and cups, they tend to wash each other out. So it's like these are like a negative relationship, really, that's happening. Whereas this is a very strong relationship. So the fact that this is all about, like there's this air of mistrust that's happening and walking away. Yeah. I'm sorry that happened. That just means the trash took itself out. I can do one card for that. We'll do one card. Chrissy, my queue is closed for the night. I am sorry. I will be back in like 2 Fridays from now. All right, let's see if he was meeting another woman. Yes, for sure. Ace of Pentacles. Probably, to be honest, I feel like this person has been around longer. This other woman. Ace of Pentacles, this is starting something new, but Pentacles is also something very rooted. So I feel like even though he might be starting something new, that person has been around them for a while. Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry, Simone. You're awesome and you deserve better. Alrighty, let's see. I'll pull an oracle card first. I'll do it the other way around now. So just a collective view from the past men you've dated. How do they feel? You're welcome, Simone. Oh, stars in the sky. Let's see more detail on that. Let me put that over here. Let's see, how do they feel? Let's do one more card. Come on. One more card. Here we go. All right. We have the stars in our sky. We have Page of Pentacles, Six of Wands, and the Four of Cups in reverse. So just, I'm going to pause real quick. I could, oh my God. Acadian, there we go. Oh my goodness, I was like stroking out there. Acadian Grin, I have you in the queue. And then I will finish up with Sephwa. So, thank you, Grin. Oh my God, I'm like struggle busting right now. All right, so this card here is Stars in the Sky, and I'm going to pull it up close so you can kind of see the imagery here that's going on. I really like this because I feel like even though these are like past dates, past romances, whatever, I feel like still they saw like this really light side of you. They saw the love and light inside of you. And despite how things might have ended, I don't think they have any malicious thoughts about how things ended. Even though maybe at the time they did. It could vary from, over time or whatever. But we have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like overall they saw you as someone who was at the time, I would say, someone who was like a new beginning. So maybe you were like the catalyst for change for them, to try something new and just go along a slightly different path. Soul, thank you for the subscribe. At the center here, this is really flanking the stars in the sky really well. The center here we have the Six of Wands. So this is where they find you to be someone who is really confident. They really recognize that fire and warmth within you and really just sees that joyous, creative, and passionate side of yourself. But then here we do have the Four of Cups in reverse. So I feel like maybe, they recognize that despite that, they don't feel you're a bad person, but they feel like maybe with you guys just were not a good match. Just overall, in general, which makes sense of people that you're no longer dating. But the Four of Cups is not like a malicious card in any kind of way. It's not really like a mean card. It's really just saying like, things got boring, or, you guys just fell apart, that kind of thing. It really wasn't the end of the world, but it was a good reason to end the relationship, or no longer date or whatever it was. So I would say that overall, they really see that you know, there really isn't any bad blood that's happening. And it's kind of status quo. I wish I could like give you a little more, but it kind of like is what it is. It's really even keel, nothing to worry about. And I feel like if you guys ended things on fairly good notes, then yeah, they still thought of you as it was some, a period in their life that was a little new, and something to really reflect back on. Do you have any questions about that? So I actually closed my queue. I'm sorry. Um, I will be back on hopefully Friday. We'll see. I have family in town. Yeah, that's the Four of Cups. That thing's just starting to get boring, separating out. Cups is a very slow moving energy. Um, Only slower is the Page of Pentacles, or the Pentacles in general. Oh, thank you so much, Soul. You too. Merry Christmas. I'll see you in the new year or next week, whatever. But yeah, so cups are slow moving energy. So I feel like, it's just over time, you guys realized there was not the connection that needed to be had, and slowly drifted apart. Thank you. You too. Stay safe if you're in a place with this bad weather. Be careful. Yeah, and I think, even with the sad endings, I don't think that, breakups are sad, but they're not like, they weren't like toxic endings. So I feel like overall they could be sad about it, and sometimes it's sad when people drift apart, or just you realize that connection that you thought you had was not there. That is a sad thing, but overall I don't think it was just a thing that had to happen to, it was just a thing, I guess. I don't know how else to better say it. Let me know if you have other questions. Grin, I'm gonna struggle to say Acadian again. Let me know what your question is. And Sefwa, if you're still hanging out, go ahead and put your question in the chat. Thank you, SB, for your tips tonight. Merry Christmas. You're welcome. How does the person you like feel about our connection? All right, let's see. Thank you, Sefwa. Got your question. I will get you next. Yeah, I'll finish up with USB after I get Sefwa. Is that okay? All right, Grin, let's see. See how your person feels about your connection. Oof. Goodness. I can tell when my shuffling gets stupid that it's the end of the night. Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So, I feel like few things are going on. We have the Star card, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Five of Wands. So I feel like with this Ten of Wands in reverse in the center of this reading, I feel like, there's this like air of relief that happens. So the Ten of Wands upright can be about like, feeling like you're shouldering a lot of burden, but in reverse, there's that relief and feeling like things are really simple. So I think that overall, just in general, I feel like the person feels that your connection is really simple, fairly easy to manage and to deal with. But on one side we have the Five of Wands, on the other side we have the Star. So even though they feel like things are simple, you guys still have your arguments, you have your disagreements. um I wonder if just lately this has been happening more than not, which is kind of throwing things a little out of balance, because these two things don't match with this thing here. So with the Five of Wands, I wonder if just things have become slightly more tense lately, even though in the past things have been pretty even keel. Five of Wands suggests that, you know, there is that a little bit of conflict that's happening. So I wonder what that's about. But we have on the other side, we have the Star card, which actually, the Star card is about hope and um serenity. So these two things match much more clearly. And with this Star card being a major arcana, I feel like this is more so the overall representation of how your connection is. This kind of suggests that, this reinforces that, and then this is just saying like whatever is going on right now is just something that will pass. It kind of is what it is. I feel like no relationship, platonic, familial, or romantic, is without its disagreements, right? So this doesn't seem like anything that's crazy, which is really good. I think this shows like a really balanced relationship. There's more wands here too. Actually, the only suit you have outside of this major arcana card is the wand. So there is still this warmth between you guys. There's this like drive, there's this active energy that fuels your connection. So yeah, I think that this is still really great energy. The Star card is more so, I always mess up the majors with this, but I feel like the Star card is more so like that water side. So there's that little hint of like healing and emotional balance as well. So all together, I feel like you guys have a really good connection. You guys are, yeah, exactly. That is a great way to put it. It seems healthy. I wouldn't worry. Seems like a good thing. I feel like, what's a friendship if you guys don't argue a little? As someone who grew up in Philly, arguing is a love language. Thank you for joining, Grin. You're welcome. Thanks for being patient. All right, Sephwa, and then I will finish up with your last question, SB. Your I'll ask if he still has feelings for you and see what comes up. Let's do one more card. Antique, my queue is actually closed for the night. Ooh, repeating numbers again. All right, let me see what these fours are about. So we have the Four of Swords, the High Priestess in reverse, and then we have the Four of Cups. So fours are actually a card of stability and feeling very solid and rooted, which is interesting because you have no pentacles here. So that is kind of a good sign, well balanced. All right. So the basically I asked if he still has feelings for you. I don't think so. And I also don't think that he has anyone in his life. I think right now this is all about, you know, this is all about them. With this Four of Swords, the Four of Swords is about finding that, taking that rest period, taking that time to feel rejuvenated and just refreshed. Um, this is where they can take that time to clear their minds and figure things out. So I really don't think that there is anyone in the picture, because usually when you do that on your own, or with the help of like a mentor or someone. No one, not a romantic time period for someone. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse. This is suggesting that I think, in combined with this Four of Swords, that they are processing the things that they've lost in the past. Things that I feel like they're dealing with some major impactful life things that really just distract from anything else. So the whole love life thing is not important at all. And with these two fours, I think the goal is to find stability in life and find themselves, to reground and root themselves. Hey King, how you doing? And then on the end, we have the Four of Cups. Again, the Four of Cups is really about being apathetic about the things around them. So even if they're being presented with these like possible emotional relationships and stuff like that, I don't think that they're really worried about it, because they're really just disconnected from everything. The Four of Cups is like saying, hey, I have these really cool things around me, but I just don't see it. So yeah, I don't think this really isn't about you. This isn't about anyone else. Your coworker is just going through something, whatever that might be, and they got to go through it. Good, nice. I hope you have some fun holiday plans if you do that kind of thing. My queue is actually closed for the night. I am just finishing up the last folks that are in my queue. Yeah, sorry you missed me. I'll be back, but I'm here on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. SB, let me know that you're still here. Yeah, for sure. Maybe follow so you don't miss me next time. Or yeah, follow on Twitch. Always mix up follow and subscribe. SB, are you still hanging out? Let's see how your kid's dad views you. Oof. Getting butterfingers today. Let's do one more. So I feel like overall we have the Seven of Cups, Eight of Cups, or Seven of Wands rather, Eight of Cups, and then the Queen of Cups in reverse. So you can just watch the recap if you're not here, SB. But I feel like overall, I don't think they probably interact with you because they have to. With this Seven of Wands, Seven of Wands is usually about like struggles and stuff like that. So I feel like dealing with you, or just in general, it's a challenge. I don't think it's necessarily the end of the world. So they deal how they deal. Um, but I would say that if given the option, if you guys didn't have your kids between you, they wouldn't necessarily go out of their way to interact with you. So I do say that there's probably a little bit of, just not hostility or anything, it's just more like wanting to move on with the Eight of Cups. Did I pull this for you before? I can't remember anymore, but the Eight of Cups is about wanting to move on, emotionally, and obviously you can't do that. So these guys are in direct conflict with each other. It's not like a knock on you, it's just it is what it is kind of thing. And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So I feel like there's still this like insecurity about you guys, and in between you guys, feeling like you guys have to be dependent on each other. So you're kind of forced into this, and when you're forced into things, sometimes there's like a slight resentment, but it's not intentional. It's just kind of human nature. There's a little bit of dissatisfaction with that. I think that overall, they know that the queen in general is someone who is really loving, and all of that. It's just in reverse. They feel like between you two specifically, that's no longer there, and maybe that makes sense, but you'll have to let me know. Alrighty, guys, I am wrapping up for the night. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.